at the Fin Studio. I'm joined by Julie Garland, the CEO of Avtrain. Julie, just give us a bit of a synopsis about Avtrain.
Sure. So, our mission at Avtrain is to encourage prolific drone operations for keeping the skies safe through the highest standards of training and certification. At the moment, we're looking at training within the specific category, but ultimately moving on towards the certified category, towards eVTOL aircraft, certification of aircraft, developing an ecosystem and an infrastructure within Ireland, particularly around our base in Shannon, where the industry is allowed to flourish and grow.
And you've just had a big announcement. Sprite are coming to Ireland. So tell us what this partnership and collaboration means.
So it's fantastic. Sprite are a division of Air Methods in the US, and Air Methods is one of the largest medevac companies in the US, operating over 500 helicopters. They set up Sprite as their unmanned aircraft to look at critical medical supplies and the movement of critical medical supplies by unmanned aircraft. So they are coming to Europe. They've set up a company in Ireland, and we'll be going through they've existing pilots, they've existing operators, they're operating the Wingcopter at the moment, and we'll be doing their certification with them in order to start looking towards the critical medical delivery supplies. We've been talking to providers in Ireland. The whole ecosystem in Ireland is super excited about it, and we signed our MOU with them here yesterday in the presence of our Taoiseach, Leo Varadkar. So we're very privileged and we're very proud, and it brings yet again Ireland to the forefront in the certification, but also driving the whole industry forward.
And when are the first flights?
We're looking at it's probably a Q4 this year will be the first flights, late Q3 into Q4. We're going through the certification process with the pilots, and we're going to start with the training into the European. These are existing pilots in the US, and they'll be coming over, and there'll be job generation. We'll be looking at local pilots as well as pilots coming over who are already familiar with the aircraft, and it's bringing new aircraft types into Ireland as well.
And tell us how Ireland became the beating heart of unmanned aerial systems.
So I suppose from my own point of view, I've been standing in a field really since about 2014-15, shouting about the industry and how amazing it's going to be and it's going to happen. It's only limited by our imagination. And now we're seeing the reality of it. We're seeing that fruition come to the forefront. We've done some amazing projects with different clients that we have. So for example, we've done a lot of training with the Irish Coast Guard. And so we're very proud and privileged to be part of that and looking towards driving change and looking towards literally keeping the skies safer, but also keeping people safe. And the whole industry is about making things better for people. It's not about trying to replace people and doing jobs. We talk about the 3Ds. If it's dull, if it's dirty, or if it's dangerous, then a drone should be doing it. So that's always been our mantra and our philosophy. But we're really moving on even beyond that now. We start looking towards eVTOL and we start moving people around. We start moving cargo around. That we've got this huge freight industry as well. So we're working with 3 international airlines at the moment as well. And all of that is really around the freight industry and the movement of goods from one place to the other. So we can start there and build up then towards movement of people.
Oh, so what is the future from your perspective for UAS?
So this week we had the announcement with Sprite, but we also had the opening of Future Mobility Campus Ireland last Friday. Again, we had our Taoiseach, Leo Varadkar, with us down at FMCI in Shannon. And that's the centre of innovation. We have to have a hub. We have to have an area where we can build this ecosystem from. So if you look at what Future Mobility Campus Ireland is, it's a centre of innovation for autonomy. But we're looking towards the automotive industry as well as the aviation industry, the lessons that have been learned from the automotive industry when we move towards autonomy. And then, as I say, with Avtrain, where we're layering on top of that, we're bringing all of that regulatory structure, regulatory piece. We also achieved CESAR funding. So we have a €7 million project at Shannon where we're looking at lower airspace management. That's with Collins Aerospace, ourselves, Avtrain, Shannon Group are involved in that, the Irish Aviation Authority, the air navigation service provider, and also MANAP. So we've got a huge the success of that project will be because of the calibre of the partners that are involved in it. We also got some further funding as well, looking at feasibility study from Shannon for the vertiport that we're building at our Future Mobility Campus base in Shannon. And that will also be a centre then of excellence for pilot training, where we'll have simulators, we'll have a vertiport, we'll have a live aircraft there, we have MROs there available to us, continuing our worthiness. So we can look towards the actual certification and validation flights that these aircraft will have to go through before they start carrying passengers as well. So we'll be there there as a test bed as well to allow that to happen. So it's really about developing, putting these structures in place to allow the industry to grow. And we see ourselves as the umbrella over the top of that as well, so that we can bring all of these different regulatory pieces together in one place, in one location. We're a very positive regulator in Ireland with the Irish Aviation Authority, but under the overall umbrella of EASA as well.
And you mentioned being an umbrella. How important is Farnborough Air Show for you to encompass all the people in the aviation industry?
It's been tremendous, and when we're at Farnborough, it's like coming back to revisit friends. It's great to see the industry getting together again. One of the our big reason at Avtrain for being at Farnborough as well is we're looking to become a UK recognised assessment entity as well. So what we'll do is we'll be crossing these bridges and barriers that have been put up because of Brexit, where we've got a European certification process and a UK certification process, and we'll be crossing those bridges, and ultimately, so either a UK provider or European provider comes to us at Avtrain for their certification for unmanned aircraft, they'll be able to be dual qualified in each different jurisdiction. So we're just delighted to be here and to be able to showcase ourselves here at Farnborough. It's a real privilege for me to be here. I've always visited Farnborough Air Show, love coming to the air show, and this is our first time actually here as an exhibitor and really participating. And we've just had a fantastic week, and with our announcement with Sprite yesterday, so it's just been an amazing week for us.
Julie Garland, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Ella.